It's not really a good morning, even though it's beautiful outside. This is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and it appears that a little boy died in his mother's arms as she was trying to save him during this horrific massacre. I want to thank Chief Casella and his staff and Lieutenant Amat and all the investigators and police that responded. Our hearts today go out to the victims, and I'm here to tell you that we're going to do everything in our power in the Orange County District Attorney's Office to get justice for these families, and we pray for one of the victims who is still in the hospital who underwent emergency procedures. Thank God no Orange police officers were injured or killed. They arrived at this scene apparently to find the front and the back wrought iron gates locked and secured, which meant that they were not able to get into the courtyard premises or the locations in order to try to secure and take care of the suspect. And we know that shots had been fired before their arrival. We know the suspect also apparently had been wounded as well, and that investigation is ongoing about what caused his injury. But those officers had to engage the suspect from outside the premises until bolt cutters could be brought to the scene in order for them to gain entry to the premises. In the meantime, horrific rampage was going on in offices, and people were dying or were being shot, and that is still obviously under investigation. I want to explain why the District Attorney's Office is on the location at scene. You saw our mobile command. We're presently conducting two operations. One is the officer-involved shooting. Anytime a police officer engages with deadly force in the field, that is investigated by the Orange County District Attorney's Office, except for the city of Huntington Beach. The reason is simple. We need to ensure that there are officers from the DA's office who investigate other officers and have nothing to do with and no connection to the agency that's being investigated. That is for transparency and objectivity. The other reason we're here is because of the criminal investigation of the shooting itself by this alleged suspect, Mr. Gonzalez. Throughout the night, my prosecutors were working on search warrants and other aspects of advice to the investigative team, and we believe we will be getting the submission for a request for filing in the next few days. I'm here to make something very, very clear. Mr. Gonzalez is eligible for the death penalty. This is a special circumstances case. There were multiple victims. And we are now presently looking at whether his locking of the front and the back gates constituted a lying in wait, which would also be eligible for death. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here today and getting the word out. And I have to tell you that I think the public wants to know this was not random. The randomness of violence could obviously really scare an entire community. It appears, and we'll know a lot more as more facts come out, but it appears that the suspects, as Lieutenant Ahmad indicated, were known, the victims were known, they were all known to each other. It is a horrible, horrible tragedy that Mr. Gonzalez made a decision to use deadly force to deal with issues he was dealing with apparently in his life. But he will suffer and face the consequences. Thank you.